Have you ever really sat and looked at how many categories are available for you to resell online? As a clothing reseller myself, I mainly focus on women's clothing, but even in that, there are already so many different subcategories and niches. There's vintage, designer, streetwear, and then it goes into men's clothing, children's clothing, and all of the different branches inside of those categories as well. When you get down into super specific categories, whether it's in hard goods or in clothing, some of these niches can be super profitable. Sometimes I get FOMO when I'm going around the thrift store just thinking about what treasures I am absolutely leaving behind just because I don't have any experience selling those products. There are even sections of the thrift store that I avoid completely because I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at when it comes to like electronics, collectibles, sporting goods, or honestly, any hard goods in general. But I know there are plenty of resellers out there who specialize in these niches and make pretty good money selling things that I wouldn't even think about picking up. So you can definitely learn from other resellers who are making content about what kind of items they're picking up, what's profitable, and all of that. But just because something is a bolo item for one reseller doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the best option for you. So how do you know if trying out a new niche is going to be worth your time? Well, hello, my name is Karina, also known as Per Diem Thrifts, here on YouTube, Instagram, and Poshmark. I am a full-time reseller. I also own my own brick and mortar consignment store, and today I am making this video in collaboration to share with you guys some ways that you can begin dipping your toes and trying out new niches to resell online. Before we begin, I want you to make sure that you hit that red subscribe button down below if you are not already subscribed to Vendoo's YouTube channel. They put out content every single week, sharing videos to help you grow and scale your reselling business. Alright, so if you are interested in learning how to explore different niches or just try out something new, I want you to follow these 3 steps. First of all, I want you to pull out your computer, your laptop, your phone, whatever, go on whatever platform you sell on, and look at all of the possible categories of items that you can sell. Vendoo also has the complete list for everything that you could possibly sell on any platform, so definitely look on there and just scroll through the whole drop-down list. I want you to highlight the categories that stand out to you. Maybe you have certain hobbies that you see on there that you wouldn't mind finding gear for or equipment for at the thrift stores, or maybe you just know of how to get certain items from wherever. I won't ask you to spill your secrets, but just make sure you are highlighting different things that stand out to you that you would be interested in learning how to resell. And I'm totally joking, by the way, about spilling secrets. There are so many categories and so many things available inside of thrift stores that the possibilities are endless. Anybody can find a good niche to resell in, and honestly, there are probably even more profitable things that you can sell than just women's clothing like what I do, but it all depends on what you are interested in and what you would like to enjoy spending your time looking for, photographing, listing, and all of that. The next step is to go to your local thrift stores and just start kind of scoping out what is available for you. So maybe you highlighted a bunch of categories, but you're realizing that you're actually not going to be able to find some of these categories. One good example I have is you find out that like swimwear is really hot, but maybe you live in a landlocked state and there aren't very many options to go swimming or to wear swimsuits. Obviously people have pools and go on vacation, so they might, but the chances are a lot slimmer than if you were to say live in a beach town or a state that has a lot of water activities. So make sure that the categories that you're selecting are ones that are more realistic for where you live or where you source from. Maybe you have a specialized discount store in your town and they always have gear for surfing or whatever it is, and you know that you can get pretty discounted items there. That may be a good category for you to search up as well, just because it's a very specialized niche and you may have like a secret honey hole hotspot that other people wouldn't have access to. When I moved from Southern California to the Pacific Northwest, I had to relearn a lot about what is profitable, what I'm able to sell, because I was starting to find brands that I had never seen before, and the brands that I was familiar with that I found a lot in Southern California were just not available here. So this is also a really good tip if you are maybe moving or thinking about moving, but learn about what kind of items or brands or styles or whatever will be more available wherever you are going to be living, because that's going to make a huge difference in what you sell. Lastly, once you have a good idea of what niches you want to kind of start exploring in, and then you also have a good idea of the cost of goods that you can expect, it's time to look up comps. Comps can be tricky because they aren't always completely accurate, especially if you're a Poshmark seller. I have a whole video about how to look up comps if you guys are interested. I will link that here. But pretty much when you're looking at comps, you are not just looking at the selling price. There are a few things that you want to keep in mind when you are looking at comparable listings or comps. First of all, I want you to look at when the item was sold. If this item hasn't been sold in over a year, then it might not be a hot item, versus if you're seeing a bunch of items that sold this week, that could be a very hot item for you to sell. On eBay, you can also see if items were sold by best offer, so definitely keep that in mind because the listed price may not always be what the item actually sold for. And while you're looking at sold listings, you should also look at available listings. If the market is oversaturated and there are just way too many items available, it's probably not a good thing to pick that item up because your listing's just going to get lost in the sea of all of the other items. If you're searching something up and there doesn't seem to be a lot, compare the available listings to the sold listings just to see the sell-through rate and see if it is actually a hot item, if it's maybe quote-unquote rare, or if it's just a slow-moving item and you shouldn't pick it up. But I definitely think it's a great idea to try out different reselling niches. Don't be scared to pivot. With the reselling market ever changing and never stopping, it is so good to learn about different categories and different products that you can sell so that you don't stay stagnant and you can actually grow and scale your reselling business. It is 100% okay to dabble in a bunch of different categories before you fully dive into something. In fact, I recommend not doing something crazy like buying a whole palette of an item or a category that you have no experience reselling, just because that is a really big investment and you don't want to get in over your head. I recommend trying to learn as much as you possibly can before making a huge jump into a new niche. But it can be so much fun and you may stumble upon a gold mine that you had no idea was there and you can make a lot of money. But anyway, that is all of the tips I have for you if you are interested in learning how to explore a new reselling niche. Definitely follow those steps and see what special treasures are waiting for you. If you're a reseller and you're still watching this video, I want to know about a niche that you absolutely love selling and one that you are curious about trying out. So make sure you comment those down below and maybe one of us is an expert in that niche that you want to learn how to sell in, and we can all connect and help each other learn about all the different categories that we can sell. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure again that you subscribe down below to Vendoo's YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!